Okay, so we're gonna have a new file, and in your previous HTML, you had something like this. And instead of including it in the script, we want to reference it here like this. And you could put it in the head as well. But there's a thing about the way it loads. Because you're loading a file at the when the web page loads, it loads from top to bottom. And if this is a large file somewhere, it's going to try to load that large file, and so your user is going to have like a blank page until the whole file loads. So the best practice is kind of put it at the bottom. So all of your content loads. It might not work initially, but instead of waiting for it to download a potentially large file, you put it at the bottom. So it'll work whether you put it on the head or at the bottom of your body. But this is the reason why sometimes you see it at the bottom of the body tag. I think that might be one of your questions. And then, so instead of using w3schools.com's JavaScript file, we're just going to use this link. And this will load, so I'm trying to save it, but that's just my muscle memory. So we're going to go to jsdeliver.net server and pull their JavaScript file instead of like having your own JavaScript, which is like some sibling file.js. So in this scenario, you're loading a JavaScript file that you made and it's next to your HTML file. In this scenario, line 12, we're having the browser reach out into the internet, go to JSDeliver's server and pull down their version of JQuery. And you can use Google's one, you can use Microsoft one. So here, this will be Google's version if you want to use Google. So you just pick one. But it's this, it'll usually look like this. The min is kind of like minimized, so they try to like, so like a file like this would take up a lot of space because there's a lot of white space. So they try to like make everything scrunched up together. So it's very small, and having the file go from their servers to your browser will be faster. So that's why they minimize it. So if you're curious why it's min, and that's why. And then one other thing to note is the reason we use CDNs, or called content delivery networks, is your page might require jQuery and another web page might require the same jQuery. And the browser, if it recognizes that, hey, both your website and the other website are both trying to pull down this this file from this server, it would just use what's in the cache, like what is saved previously, so it doesn't have to download it again. Again, is to optimize on speed. instead of downloading it once for your website and again for another person's website who's using the same library. Content delivery networks try to streamline it so the browser downloads it once and just reuses it for the second time a website needs it. I hope that answers the question. Okay. Yeah, my pleasure. And then just to for completeness, let's look at Bootstrap. So here is Bootstrap's version, right? So again, if you only wanted the CSS portion of their library, you can do that. We're just going to take their JavaScript version. And these other things is meant to add security so that no one's faking the file that's being downloaded. So this kind of like allows someone to check that what the browser download, allows the browser to check that what it downloaded is the intended file. So again, the internet is a very shady place sometimes. So these things is to avoid someone messing around or giving you like a a tampered file. So very similar approach. Okay, so I think that's that. And if there's any follow-ups, please feel free. And maybe I'll just copy this into chat. Okay, while I'll do that, does anyone else have anything else they want to bring up? Thanks again for the question. Much appreciated. All right, so I'm gonna stop the video.